Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Natapon Kannarapong. I am a student from Rajamangala University of Technology, Thanyaburi, Thailand. Today, I would like to talk about the presentation to the topic is the effects of CAMEL or voluntary disclosure and empirical evidence from Banks Thailand. Thailand has been recognized one of important financial markets. Thai financial market can be classified to Thai depository financial institutions such as commercial banks, government policy institutions, and non-depository financial institutions like mutual funds. Insurance companies, provide fund and security companies like other banks, Thai banks confront with risks like operational, financial, credit, liquidity, and market risk. It was found that Thai top commercial banks attempt to keep their financial performance and almost all firms success in atypical target. Thailand, as a member country of International Monetary Fund, adopt IMF's recommendation about the financial soundness indicators, which provide vital information of financial health and soundness of a country's financial institution as well as corporate and household section. CAMEL's indicators are also included in FSIS financial institution part. CAMEL is fundamentally financial ratio-based models for assessing commercial bank performance of previous studies. The remainder of this study is arranged as follows. Section 2 discusses regulatory review of CAMEL and banks characteristics, which are control variables. Section 3 presents research design, including sample and data, consideration, and definition of variables and model specification. Second 4 previous results of the study. Finally, Section 5 states discuss and conclusion. The aim of this study was to investigate whether CAMEL and bank characteristics influence voluntary disclosure. The regulatory review covered in this present study comprise of CAMEL and banks characteristics. CAMEL introduced to by Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation and have been continually developed until 1997. CAMEL is the model which measures the financial performance of banks composing of 5 categories: capital adequacy, asset quality, management quality, earning ability, and liquidity. In recent development, all countries indicate IMF introduced financial soundness indicator to provide financial health and soundness of countries' financial institutions as well as corporate and wholesale sector. Hypothesis in my present has the first hypothesis: there is a positive association between CAMEL on voluntary disclosure. The second hypothesis: there is a positive association between banks' characteristics on voluntary disclosure. Scope of work: my simple the study examines 20 banks, 11 bank lists, and 3 commercial banks unlisted, and 6 special banks in Thailand. Content is the scope of or dimension to investigate variables to explain association of this study contained in the bank disclosure level in the annual report. Time is scope of study duration between 2018 to 2019. The study replied work of Meek, Robert, and Gray, and also developed the voluntary index using Thai economy and business practice classified as strategic, financial, and non-financial voluntary disclosure as interesting variables, starting with the work of Meek of 1995. The checklist were great from similar to subsequent studies introduced by researchers. Initially, the checklist combined 572 certainly. Then, using the rapid minor techniques together with the author's previous experience in Thai banking industry, the 200 checklists were concluded with the three classifications introduced by Meek, comprising strategic, financial, and non-financial dimensions. The control variable include well-known variable X of bank, total asset, government shareholder, foreign shareholder, type of bank, and CAMEL. The difference of operation of variable and shown in the table. My concept framework, independent variable is characteristic and CAMEL relationship to the A. Strategic information model. Second, relationship B. Financial information and model. Third, C. Non-financial information. Have the model 3 model. This model 1, model 2, model 3. As described earlier, this present study classified voluntary disclosure into three types: strategic, financial, and non-financial disclosure with the indices of 70, 65, and 65 items, respectively. The explanation of data definition explained in the table. This table shows to the descriptive of voluntary disclosure of banks in Thailand. It was found the list banks were voluntary disclosure at the high score 70.29%, following by government policy banks 56.66%, and foreign bank 31.84%. BAY got Y highest score among list banks, followed by Krung Thai Bank and Kasikorn Bank, while BACC got the highest score among government policy banking, followed by SME, Enterprise Development Bank of Thailand. However, foreign bank has no motivation to voluntary disclosure. Banks in Thailand prefer to voluntary disclosure, non-financial voluntary disclosure 56.68%. BAY as a list bank also got the highest score on non-commercial bank voluntary disclosure 93.5%, while BAAC as a government policy bank got the high score of non-financial voluntary disclosure 92.3%. The overall total voluntary disclosure of banks in Thailand was 52.93%. Individually, BAY, KTB, BAAC disciplinary voluntary disclose extra information to shareholder. This table shows the descriptive statistics of independent variables in this study. The interesting information of Bank to Thailand were found as follows. The longest history is Thai Bank has started more than a century with its Siam Commercial Bank, where bank had various size with the average total assets of 1.94 trillion Thai baht. Thai government still owns 100% of common shareholder of 8 banks, while foreign parties hold the part of shareholder at the average of 8.62% of total shareholders. A half of banks were listed in the Stock Exchange of Thailand, 55%. Also, CAMEL information will were required by Bank to Thailand, as shown in the table. This table presents the correlation matrix of independent variables used the regression analysis. This is to test for multi-correlated problems. It was found that correlation of inflow and inflow is 0.x value is a bit higher than 0.75. Such a value indicates that no serious correlated problem exists. As said in the study object, the study intent of observe the informative world of CAMEL. On voluntary disclosure, the volume computed in this study were classified into 3 levels: static value voluntary disclosure, financial voluntary disclosure, and non-financial disclosure. The regression results of the informative world of CAMEL on voluntary disclosure. This is the table. The findings of this study contribute of both practical and academic letter in threefold. First, list banks which are away bigger than the other not list firms were more likely to voluntary disclosure withhold information to public than government policy and foreign banks did. Limitation of this study was that even if this study attempted to develop voluntary disclosure indicate the certain might present from time to time, continued development of voluntary disclosure should be taken into consideration. Also, the datasets of this study includes banks in Thailand, hence the construction and implementation of this study may not to general auto bank industry in other countries. Thank you.